Hello, my name's Julie from So Unique, and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. Well, it's Thursday the 20th of July. I just had to see what date it is because I've forgotten. And I thought I'd try and film a little bit earlier this week so I can try and get myself back onto filming on a Tuesday and uploading on a Wednesday. But we'll see. So far we're going okay. So yes, welcome to episode 84. I hope everybody's had a lovely crafty week this week and you've all managed to get some sewing, knitting, crochet or whatever it is you do. The weather here has been really naff. I've got to say, it has been raining. Oh my goodness me. I don't know when we last watered the garden. I did have to water the tomato plants though the other night because the ones that are in the tub don't seem to be getting the rain, but the ones in the garden are getting the rain. But that was about it really. But yes, it has rained and thunderstorms again. But I think I'd rather have the rain than have the weather that they've got in Europe at the minute, because I don't think I could cope with sort of getting up to 30 plus 40 degrees at the minute. I think that's far too much. But I gather we're going to get a bit better weather come August, which that'll be good. I just hope we don't get any more heat waves because that is not very nice. I'm not into hot weather, really not at the moment. Oh dear. Anyhow, what have I been doing this week? Well, I must admit, I feel that I haven't done a great deal this week. I don't know where the week's gone. It's just gone in a flash. I mean, we're Friday tomorrow, and I think, well, where's the week gone? Because I have been out a few times this week. I mean, I know I've been shopping, but we did go out on Sunday. It was our Ruby wedding anniversary on Sunday, so that was the 16th, and we decided to go out for a meal, and we went to the Angel, it's called, and it's a beautiful place, and we haven't been there for a really long time, and I thought it might not exist excuse me, but it does, and it is absolutely gorgeous. What I'll do is I will pop a little clip in now so you can see sort of a little bit of the journey when we got there and what we sort of had to eat. That was all I managed to get filmed because it's not a big place, and of course the people in there, they'd all be wondering why I'm filming. So I will pop that in next for you to see. I hope you enjoyed that little insight to where we've been, and I must admit we were both very good. And Kevin, we had starters. I had just olives. Kevin had olives with sourdough bread, and it was cut very thinly, and we shared the bread because we didn't realise how many slices he would get, but we said we'd share the bread, whatever, so we did, which that was nice. And then for the main dessert, for the main meal, Kevin had salmon, his was classed as a small plate. So we had a piece of salmon, and then he had a bowl of seasonal veg. That was it, no potatoes. I had the nut roast, which was a very small piece, probably only about that big, with seasonal vegetables, like a spoonful of mash and 2 roast potatoes. So I shared my potatoes with Kevin, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was an absolutely beautiful meal. I even managed to have a raspberry gin as well, which was lovely. And then for dessert, I mean, the dessert menus are, everything is full of sugar. So we decided not to have that. So we had cheese and biscuits to share. So it just came on a little platter, and there was quite a lot of cheese there. So we we brought that home. We actually gave it away to my son and daughter-in-law. And there was like 5 crackers. So I had 2 crackers and some cheese and pickle, and it was really, really nice. But I must admit, when we got up to leave, I felt really, really full. So we didn't eat anything until it must have been about 8:30 in the evening, because we were both that full. And yeah, we just had some veggies and dip and olives and just nibbly bits like that, because I bought them in sort of special, like just in case we didn't get to go out anywhere. But we had a lovely day. We had some nice gifts and that. We've got a holiday booked in August. We had some money, and we've got a night away in a hotel and breakfast in Harrogate in September, and an evening meal paid for as well. So that is nice. So we're looking forward to that. So yes, we had a lovely day. But we have been together for 45 years. We've been married for 40, so it's a long time, isn't it? So yes, that's one nice thing we've done this week. Yeah, right. We'll get on to makes now, because I haven't really been anywhere else. Nothing else to tell you there, like. But I have got to finish. I finished my sock, so I managed to get that finished. I think I finished off the toe on Monday, so I have a pair of socks, which is brilliant. They're lovely. They feel so nice, as I've said before, and the yarn came from Attic Spin Dye, Rainbow Pastel, I think it is, or Pastel Rainbow. I don't know, I've lost the tag, but gorgeous. So now I've showed you, I can actually pop these away in my drawer. You might notice I've got a nice tidy space behind me, and I've got my overlocker here now, because my overlocker was over on the other side next to my sewing machine, but I've popped her here, and my ironing mat's over there. So this space is going to be taken up with my cover stitch machine when I actually find it. I don't know what I've done with it. It got packed away, oh gosh, a long time ago, and I'm not sure where I put it. So it's not out here. I've looked. It's either in the spare bedroom, or it's over where my son's living at the minute. So I might have taken it over there for storage, because I know one of my other sewing machines is over there, and a box is over there. So I'm sure my dressmaker's dummy's over there. So I'm sure the cover stitch machine is over there, because I could do with it at the minute. So yes, I've got a nice tidy space behind me. So I've been having a bit of a clear out this week. That's probably what's been keeping me busy. I've been sort of going through some of my patterns, because a lot of my patterns are from when I used to do dressmaking. So, and a lot of children's patterns I've got from when my children were little, so they're all still sat there. And I've got patterns that I had out of magazines, and I've got magazines still there. So I'm trying to have a clear out. Probably a lot of them will go to the charity shop. A lot of them haven't even been opened, so I might put some of them on Facebook Marketplace to get rid of them. And yes, I am buying patterns, but I'm going to be very good. I'm not going to buy too many because otherwise I know I won't use them. So yes, so this is going to be an ongoing tidying up job, I'm afraid. So this could take me quite a long time because at the side of where the camera is, I have got 3 shelves and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 17 containers of fabric. So I need to sort through all these. I'm going to do one box at a time, otherwise I'll get bored. So yes, I am going to reduce what I've got so I can make way for new things. So that's the plan. And then maybe one day I'll actually be able to film a sewing room tour type of thing. But I don't think that's going to happen for quite some time. Anyhow, I'm getting off subject here. What else? What have I been doing? Right, yes. Last week I showed you the slipper pattern I got off Etsy, and it didn't cost very much. So they're the bedroom slippers or spa slippers. Now, I put the link down below in last week's vlog, and when I went to look to get the link, the pattern had actually gone. Why, I don't know, since it's PDF, I don't know. But it had gone. But when I got the pattern piece and cut it out and sort of sat my foot on it to see if it was the right length and right width, size 5 was far too small for me. And I mean, I've not got a big foot, I've not got a fat foot or anything like that. It just didn't fit. So I ended up going up to a size 7, and that was only just wide enough, so I added 1/4 inch all the way around. And the amount of fabric that you needed, it said you want outer fabric, inner fabric, and you want a fusible interfacing and a pre-cut double-faced adhesive tape, and that was it. Now, to me, that just did not seem like enough layers for a pair of slippers. So I went online, I googled for making slippers, and I came across a few tutorials, and I know I can tell the construction of a pair of slippers. I know how to do it, I understand it. So I didn't really read the instructions that went with this at all. And I put more layers in the sole part. What did I put in? Top fabric, bottom fabric, foam, and 2 pieces of cotton wadding, and that seems fine. That was fine. But I'm going to go back on at this tutorial and say I'm sure there might have been another piece of foam in there. So that is quite thick because you have to quilt it. I don't know if this pattern was quilted or not. It doesn't actually say. Anyhow, like I said, what I found online was far better than the pattern, and I used some scraps. So these slippers are going to match a pair of trousers, which I'm pleased at. So these are the slippers, and they've got binding on around the top, around the top part here and around the foot piece. And they do fit, but I think what I'm going to have to do is take a little bit off this top part, maybe 1/4 inch on each side to have a snug fit. But apart from that, they are comfortable. I've used the same fabric for the bottom because, like I said, I was just using scraps up for the first pair, and they feel nice. It feels comfortable, but I might, like I say, check what this other person's done to create more layers. So it is quite thick because obviously I've quilted everything. It's all been, I don't know if you can see, it's all been quilted and this is being quilted as well. This sort of goes on the cross, and excuse me, because I have got a Genome 1600 professional, it's semi-industrial, it tackles a thick amount of fabrics, but I think you would struggle on a basics, you know, ordinary sewing machine. But you know, I thoroughly enjoyed making these, so yeah, I think maybe I might look into making like a fur-lined boot slipper. I have seen a pattern online, so that might be the next thing for the winter, because I do like my warm boot slippers when it comes to the winter, keep my feet warm. But yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed doing these. Like I said, following the tutorial online was a lot easier than what was in the pattern, so yeah. And I think making some of these in toweling for like when you're on holiday, or if you've got a pool, or if you've got a hot tub. I mean, you can imagine getting out of the hot tub and putting some nice toweling slippers on so you can go pottering off to go and get dried. That would be really, really nice. So now I've done one pair, I think I can see more slippers in my future because I really enjoyed that. Right, and the next thing I made is, let's see if I can find the pattern. I've lost the pattern. I had it, you know, a few minutes ago and it's disappeared. Right, I'll just pop that there for a second. Just bear with me a minute. Oh, I don't know what I've done with it. I must have put it away. Well, it was the boxer shorts. That's one I showed you last week. And I said to Kevin, I'm making some boxer shorts. And it's like, well, why are you making me boxer shorts? Hang on a minute, I found the pattern. Because I said, because I want to. I just want to do something different. So, this is them. This was off Etsy. So, the link to these is in last week's vlog. The instructions are in French and then in English underneath. Now the pattern piece is just one big pattern piece, and I ended up, I'd got two separate meters of fabric, and I ended up having to open them up so you've got the full width of like 110 centimeters and put two together, because you needed the length, the depth, more than, no, the width I should say, more than half a metre. So that went 2 metres, because that's all I'd got. It had all been cut up. So it's a fair amount of fabric for these. And I did think the fly area, it's got a button on, was quite long really. So after I sort of, well, as I was stitching them up, I decided to do away with the fly, and I've just stitched it up, so it's just a fake fly really. But they've turned out really well. We had a fitting last night, and because the pattern did say there's no seam allowance, add an extra centimetre on around the pattern, and then for the length of the leg add 2 to 4 centimetres on. And I said to Kevin, I'm not really sure of how much to add on here, and he says, well, just put 2 centimetres on, which I did, and I ended up having to cut some off because they are quite big. So we measured him up, we went by the waist size because that's what it tells you to do. So then you pick that, and obviously you cut the pattern down to suit. So these are them. As you can see, they are quite they're quite long, but I did say to Kevin, well, you know, if they are too big, I think it's too much fabric to sort of shove down your trousers really. But you can see I've closed the fly up there. But they are ideal for like bed shorts. They are not as heavy as sort of a pair of shorts you'd buy to you know, to go wandering around the shops and things like that. But they would be ideal for in the garden or for on the beach. They are just a lightweight pair of shorts, and the fabric's lovely. It's navy blue and it's got a little sort of, it's like khaki, a little design on. That was from one of the bolts of fabric I had in a collection, and they were really nice, really nice. So I've done the stitching round the band. So we're getting to try these on tonight, and yeah, at least he's got a pair of bed shorts. It's better than nothing. But they were a nice sew. In certain parts of the pattern it was a little bit confusing because the way you put them together is not quite the same as you put a pair of shorts together. But we got there. I just ended up doing it my own way. But they were a nice make. So yeah, I would recommend the pattern. And the next thing I've been working on, well, the last thing I've been working on, is another indigo top from Tilly and the Buttons, but this time it is made using 2 lots of Liberty fabric. So that's the toadstool fabric from Liberty. So that's the colourful one, and then that's the blue one. Now, when I'm saving this for my holiday, so when I wear it, I'll make sure I've got some pictures of it and that I can share. So each sleeve's different, each panel's different. So we've got blue on the back there, and then we've got the colourful one at the bottom. But I've taken this down a size, and with it being drapey, it fits a lot better than the other ones that I've done. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably just wear the other 2 that I've made for work. And I don't know, I might see if I can take them in. I might just get the overlocker and run it around the arm. Excuse me. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed making that, and the Liberty Tanner Lawn is absolutely beautiful to stitch with. I made this up the other day, and I just, well, I don't know, I just spent the day, part of the day, and yeah, I popped it all together, and it's nice and light and flowy. So yes, but I need to find some more patterns to do different tops. Otherwise, all my tops in my wardrobe will be the indigo pattern, which is not quite what I want. I haven't brought a drink out with me today. Right, well, that's all what I've made this week. So now we'll go on to purchases. I've been doing a bit of spending this week. Well, on Sunday, after we'd been out for a meal, we were on our way back, and we were going to call in at my son and daughter-in-law's house. But before that, we were coming through Sheffield. Well, we did come through Sheffield because I went to Hobbycraft. Now, I haven't been to Hobbycraft for absolutely years. So Kevin said to me, "Why do you want to go to Hobbycraft?" I said, "Well, I want to go and see what patterns they've got, and just in case they've got some nice fabric." And they did have. So what I got from Hobbycraft was this lovely short kimono pattern, which I love. I love kimonos. I've got one, and it's a long one, and when I bought it last year, I sent for it online, and it was a little bit tight on me, and I thought, excuse me a minute, I'm going to go and get a drink. That's better. I've got a cup of water with me now. Right, this pattern, yes, I was on about a kimono. Yes, it didn't quite fit me, and I thought, I'll keep it, I'll lose some weight and it'll fit me. So it's packed away in the wardrobe at the minute, but I wanted a shorter one. So you've got 3 different lengths there by the looks of it. So I'm probably going to do the longer one, which might be this. I mean, I might lengthen it a little bit. I'd like it to be down here. But yeah, so that's one thing I've bought. I also bought the fabric that I'm probably going to use with it. I just don't know which one at the minute. So I have got 2 meters of this viscose navy blue with white leaves on, which I thought was really nice. So I initially thought this would do for a kimono, and then I bought 2 meters of double gauze, which is this, and I thought I would make some trousers in this. So that was my thinking. But then I'm thinking, shall I do the trousers in this and do the kimono in this and maybe get a little top out of it? So I haven't not quite made up my mind what I'm doing at the minute, but I know double gauze shrinks, so I've got to pre-wash these. So I'm hoping weather-wise I can get these washed and dried on the line, because at the minute it's just breezy out there. The sun's been out, the sun is still out just, and I'm hoping to sort of get these washed and dried so I can actually start cutting out. And then I'd bought this, I'd forgotten I'd bought this one, but this is also another kimono with a couple of t-shirts, skirt and a pair of trousers. Well, I don't really want the skirt. Trousers are maybe, t-shirts probably. So that's that one, and this is a new look one. This was on Amazon. Well, that looks quite nice. So I'll just pop these down at the back. I think that's all I've bought actually. Yes. Oh no, I've got a couple of threads here that I've got. I picked up a navy blue overlocker thread, Aeroflock from Madeira. I got that from Hobbycraft to go with my plain cotton overlocker thread. And I also picked up off Amazon a Mariflex thread. I'm going to try this. I've not tried this yet. It's supposed to be for jersey fabrics, I think, for the sewing machine, so that should be interesting to see how that works. Yeah, I'll just have another quick drink of water. So that is all sort of what I've been buying. Now I did get for the shop the other day, some fat quarters came in, and these are really nice. It's a fat quarter bundle and it's called Sunflowers. So it's all navy blue and orange, which I think, well, it's a yellowy orange, but I think these are absolutely beautiful. So you've got leaves on there. That looks like it's coming up true to colour. Got a little flower on there. This is yellow and navy blue black background. So I thought I'd try and make something with these over the next week. I'm not sure what I want to make yet. Sunflowers. This is the yellow background with the blue flowers. And then the last one is navy blue background with some larger flowers and a little bit of leaves in that. So I don't know whether to make some bags or some pouches next week, so I think that's going to be one job for next week. So I'll share next week what I actually make with this fabric. Just have a quick sip of water. Well, I think that's everything I've got to share with you this week. I think I've showed you everything. Yes, so I hope everybody has a lovely crafty week, and I hope the weather's not too bad for you wherever you are. And thank you for joining me this week, and I will see you all again next week with some more makes. Take care everyone. Bye for now.